Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday night takeaway. I hope everyone's had a fairly decent weekend. It's peeing down the rain at the moment, not getting the wind, so that's one good thing. But as you can see, there's a theme currently at the moment. There's three of us, and there's three Neils abound, all three of us. One for the right reason, two for the very sad reason, unfortunately. Jez, good evening, sir. How are you? And welcome to the show.
Oh, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Good weekend for me. Not too good for you, boys. And I didn't catch all of the game today, Fuzzy. But what I did see, it doesn't look very good, mate. It don't look very good. And I only saw. Well, I was actually watching it, Tony, when we were on last night on Yeti's channel. Your lot. Absolute capitulation in 19 minutes. I mean, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Very sad for West Ham. I've got a lot of time for West Ham and their fans, to be fair. But something big's got to change at your club, my friend. Not good.
No, you're absolutely right on that, and hopefully we'll come on to that in a minute. But let's say hello to Fuzzy. How are you, mate? Commiserations. Should we both cry our drinks together?
Well, I would cry if I had any tears left to cry. Basically, it's at a point now where it's like I'm almost a bit numb to it, where you're sort of used to it. You go into a game, and I think a lot of people usually say, "Oh my God, you must be so embarrassed." I'm like, trust me, I've seen it all of last season, seen it the season before, and then the season before that, and then the season before that, and we'll probably see it for the remainder of this season, and then next season, and then maybe the next season after that. You get used to it. It takes the edge off every time you see it. Right? It doesn't hurt as much anymore. So, not as mad or pissed off or as angry as people perhaps would be hoping I'll come on to hear like a raging bull in a china shop. I think it's just acknowledging the reality of it. Yeah, we're just a very tragically shite club at the moment. I think a lot of people are tired. Yeah, the anger's gone from a lot of people. They're just in autopilot now.
Yeah.
And 4 games in, mate. I mean, that's the sad thing. Both of you gentlemen. You know, it's only 4 games into the season, and you're already thinking like that. I mean, I don't blame. I do not blame you, but for 2 great clubs like West Ham and United, it's a very sad fact. You know, I mean, Man United, to me, are our biggest rivals as an Arsenal fan. I mean, I class Tottenham as tribal rivals, not in competition. But to see a massive club, I mean, the biggest club in England, if you want my honest opinion, Liverpool, Man United, massive.
Yeah.
Liverpool are cruising it. Man United are falling apart. I don't know. It's going to be a rocky season, guys.
Definitely, mate. Definitely. Let's say hello to the people in the chat as always before we carry on. And good evening, Matt. Good evening, panel in the chat. You're saying, Arsenal Manic, evening, boys and girls. Evening to Matt. Arsenal Manic's asking, are you disgusted with the performance this week? 100%, and we will go into that shortly. He's also added on there, Potter seems a little bit baffled, finger to mouth, contemplating his job. Don't forget, patience, he's saying. Don't worry about that. Big up to AFC always. Tony in the panel, big up. And of course, yes, the sad news we heard today breaking out. Rest in peace to Ricky Hatton, 46, found dead at his home. Maybe we'll find out at some point what actually happened to that man. But yeah, rest in peace. You know, 6 times world champion, and no longer with us. I mean, me, Fuzzy, and Anthony had a little chat in our little group that we have. I mean, Jez, did you hear the news? Did you realise this? Yeah, I mean, it's
No, I saw it this morning, and I was quite shocked by that. I thought, 46, that's no age. That is no age at all. And I'm not a big boxing fan. I'm not going to go into it like I know everything about boxing. I do not. I do know of Ricky, of course I do. But that is so sad, man. 46.
Yeah,
There's got to be, hopefully, I mean, I don't want to talk about it really, but hopefully it's natural causes that's brought him to the ends. But it's great
yeah,
sadness. 46
absolutely.
age.
No age at all. Good evening, usual. Hope you're doing well. Potter's clueless, Arsenal mate. Yeah, no fight, no passion, commitment, etc. We are at the moment literally toothless. Well, that's the biggest understatement. Usual saying the regression of West Ham is absolutely astounding in terms of mismanagement, and the main thing there is top from bottom. Matt's also saying, I see no end to the shithousery. We need another Moyes, but a modern version that's less defensive. And he's added on there, that defence will not save us this season. And neither will play in JWP and a dub at pivot in midfield. I mean, that's another one we're going to. And if Arsenal bring back Rodriguez versus Palace, I'll go mad. Jesus, that's him. Pepsi says, I went, and good evening, Pepsi. It was definitely the London Palladium. Watched that West Ham game at yesterday. Yeah, because Pepsi went there. And big up to Mems Creamer. He's obviously a United fan himself, and he did mention last week on one of the shows that obviously we are going to be royally stuffed in that, and his prediction was very true. So thank you very much for your comments on that. Annoying that there was no Karen Brady posters in the club store. You're saying, yeah, well, as you said, Jess, she was at the Emirates. I mean, you know, that was a weird one in itself.
I don't understand that. Don't understand it, Tone. You know, come on. You've got a game, right? And you've got one of your directors or whatever she is, I don't know, you know, and she's at the Arsenal game. Why the hell wouldn't you be at your place earlier?
Yeah.
Getting in and I know she's not going to have anything to do with team selections and tactics and shit like that. Although she might do a better job, right? Be honest. You know what I mean? Because it's not going well for old Potter, is it? But
no,
I found it a bit odd. I mean, I did actually chat to a mate of mine this morning. I said, I hope she ain't going to fucking come to Arsenal. I hope that ain't happening.
Well, the interesting thing was because you know she met the fan supporters club and was talking about obviously all the situation that's going on, and there was waiting to hear if she was actually going to resign, but not being funny, being at the Emirates clearly tells you one thing: she ain't going nowhere, and it was literally her kind of sticking two fingers up to all the fans. So yeah, this woman's annoying as anything, and she's here for the long term, unfortunately, and it just sums up West Ham in a nutshell at the moment. Matt's saying now every team is going to put corners under the crossbar because of Hermanson's inability to claim crosses. Yeah, he if there's a sequel to White Men Can't Jump, he'll be the man. That's for sure. He needs to be dropped for the Palace game. His confidence is shot. Bring back Areola or Fabianski. Wow, and Matt's also saying let's sell him in January for a loss or send him out in loan. And the usual saying, only at West Ham do we buy a goalkeeper who can't jump. Honestly, you can't make this shit up.
Apparently she's an Arsenal fan.
Is that it is? Oh, right, okay.
She's an Arsenal fan. Well, she can get out of the club as well. Because I don't want her anywhere near Arsenal. Thank you very much.
Yeah, poison, mate. Poison. Don't want her anywhere near your club, mate. Midfield free. Palace has been Magassa, Fernandes, and Pac-Man. He's like a ballerina with no coaches. What are we so shy of football? Absolutely fuzz. We both are at the moment. Whoever scattered him needs sacking. Big up to Iron Disciple as well. Sack Potter now. No more time wasted on this Ming. Absolute melt of an excuse for a manager. And this is the thing. I mean, you know, I know I was on E20 last night and there's a lot of people shouting out for Mourinho as being the manager. But I think said that man's not, you know, setting 10 foot in front of the club. So for me, one who's available at the moment, he knows the Premier League and it could be a fix for the time being, and that's Nuno, the Forest man.
Good shout. Good shout. I think, I'll tell you what, if you got him, I think he'd get you out of trouble. Because I'm not being, well, I am being disrespectful, really. Potter's not the man. He ain't the man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you need to get rid of him. He ain't doing you no favours.
No, not at all. I mean, sorry, go on, Fuss.
Would you say the same thing about Amarim, Jez? Do you say he's in the same boat?
Yeah. I tell you what, when you got Amarim, I thought, is this how far that Man United have fallen? That you can't get in a world-class manager. I honestly thought, what are you doing? You know, it's a shocking disrespect to the Man United Football Club. God only, I'd love to hear what Sir Alex would say. I'd love for him to come out and make a statement and say, what is this club doing? Because
He was at the game today. He was sat behind Sergeant Ratcliffe looking hella stressed. Ratcliffe was sat there with his head in his hands, and Barada was sat right next to him, just like, wow.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the once great club of Man United, and you've got this manager who is an absolute disgrace to your badge. And I don't know what your club is doing anymore. I really don't. It's such a shame. Much as I hate Man United, I won't lie, I do hate them because of our battles back in the 90s and 2000s, etc., etc. But nah, not for the biggest club in England. No.
Yeah, I agree on that one. Good evening to more folks. We should get Nuno. Makes the most sense, he's saying. And good evening to Leslie as well. Pepsi's been saying we should get Ruud van Nistelrooy in, and he's even added on there Barry Fry. At least Barry Fry's got more passion, that's for sure. Definitely have that one going on. And they're so like each other as always. More like Stephen Fry, Matt saying. Double winners, yet. Pulis and Warnock. At least they do the job anyway. Yeah, I mean, look. When I think I said it on Yeti's show last night as well. The fact that this man has won 6 games out of 21. No, sorry, 22 now, shall I say? That is not a great record, is it? That's kind of like relegation fodder. Even from last season. Last season, this man, we thought he could be a good choice. But then the rail started coming off. We're watching certain games where he's making silly changes. I mean, like the Liverpool game for me, drawing 1-1, could have got a point out of a team that was kind of literally steamrolled in the Premier League last season. And then he makes some disastrous changes and we lose it 2-1. And it's things like that just kind of pees you off, Jez and Fuzz, because it's like, like with all our 3 respective clubs, and I'm sure the people in the chat as well, you just want your club to do well, regardless if you can, as long as you put a performance in, even if you lose or you get something out of it, a cup, whatever kind of thing, that's all you're looking for throughout the season. If you can get a higher place than last season, even better. But with this bloke, we ain't got a Scooby-Doo. It's no idea where he's going with it. I think when the opening game of the season, he puts, Guido Rodriguez in, it's like, we've got Freddie Potts that was doing well during the pre-season, and you drop the youth player, an academy player that smashed it at Wickham, smashed it at Portsmouth, and you're putting someone that's Blazey and has been, and it's not giving us anything. It just doesn't make sense.
He's beaten the Arteta School of Coaching, mate.
Yeah, man.
Simples. It's obviously that Arteta's got an off-stream coaching academy for Amorium and Potter.
Wow. Yeah.
Look, if your club's going to act as a big club, both your clubs, actually, right now, they should be sitting down and saying, no, this isn't good enough. We've got to turn this round double quick, and go out. And if you've got to pay the money to get a bigger name, then you've got to pay the money. That's the world we live in now, right? And for a club like Man United and a club like West Ham, right? West Ham are not a small club. Let's get that right. Yeah, they've got a lot of credibility for what they've achieved. 1980 FA Cup, don't have to mention it. You know what I'm saying? And you should be going out there looking for a bigger name, somebody that can actually. Because at the end of the day, right now, where you lot are sitting in the league, both teams, right, it's not a pretty situation.
No.
And if you're still doing this crap at Christmas, got to help you.
Well, exactly, because at this point we won't get ourselves out of it.
Well, I said a stat before the show went live that's damning as to where United are and paints a picture as to what the board seemingly are smoking. That we've out of the 17 current Premier League teams which have status in the league this season, but also last season, we are rock bottom. We are 17th. We can't be 20th because there's 3 newly promoted teams this season and the other 3 got relegated last season. 31 points since match day 12 last season.
Oh, wow.
31 points since match day. West Ham are better. And they need to get rid of their manager.
Wow. Yeah. I think that sums up in a nutshell there, Fuzzy. That's mad stats, that is. Big up Kawaja anyway. Big up Jez the Legend. Good evening, mate, and the chat you're saying there. This is even more enticing. Look at that moral saying. We've got Palace, Everton, and Arsenal in our next 3 games. If we don't get any points, Potter's got to go. Simple as. Good evening, Ray. Hope you're keeping well. Kawaja's obviously saying smash the likes and subscribe to Jez's channel. I like the video. The Palace game is going to be an interesting one for us. I mean, they're a bogey side for us. But I think, as Matt says, I think he'll go if Palace don't win. I think he's on borrowed time. I really do. And I think if you look at it for us, Fuzz, it's going to be out of the 2 managers, who goes first. And I think your manager probably has got a bit more of a life extension than what Potter has.
Wow. It's about what the board wants. You know, they're going to carry on with the process. You know, trust the process. This is the dangerous thing. Is Arsenal have created a potential landscape of banana skins for everybody else by saying, but look how well they're doing now. Look at them competing now. If we just back our manager and don't sack him, keep him in forever, we'll eventually be good. So now we can say, screw Arsenal for backing Arteta so religiously and giving other clubs hope with potentially failed managers, and then having us stick with them in the hope that will actually be a little bit better next season or the season after. You know, it'll all come good eventually. We'll hit phase 6,000 at some point, and maybe we'll be good. You know, it's kind of peak out here, and I really don't trust my board to make the correct executive decision.
Yeah, funny on that. It seems that we are very much parallel when it comes to that. I mean, our board at the moment, we've got no faith in them whatsoever. Okay, we bought a couple of players near the end of the transfer window, but still, with this board, they should be gone. They don't deserve to be there. I mean, we've got no identity as a club anymore. It's just demoralising seeing other teams doing better and having more money spent and getting decent players, whereas we were struggling to who can we come up with. I mean, look, last season we bought all those players, and it turns out they weren't as good as it was made out to be on paper. And I don't know if it's a case of Sullivan feels like I'm not getting egg in my face again because of what happened last time, but surely you don't sell them off for a loss. You want to try and make a profit out of them at the end of the day. That's the nature of the business.
Again, sorry to interrupt you, mate. He's following Arteta. That's what Arsenal do.
I say yes. He does that, doesn't he? Yeah, I'll make you right on that, Jesse.
We pay big money and then we sell them for nothing.
Man.
Same.
No, it's true, mate. Very true. Because obviously, like you put them on big wages as well. That's the other thing. That don't help either. And if they want to move on to other clubs, and that must be a very hard stumbling block to get over. I also want to say, to pull like that at Spurs was abysmal, and they didn't even get the second gear. Arsenal, Manic. We have to mention you were down to 10 men as well. Yeah, Souček. Yeah, that was a bit of a rash challenge. You should have done that. Everton were better us, especially with Grealish and Moyes as a point to prove. Yeah. Shouldn't have gone for the ball. Yeah, I think he realised once he made contact. You're right there, Moral. Exactly. I mean, Jez, Fuzzy, do you see, I'll say it for Fuzzy's point of view as well. Do you see these next 3 games coming up? Are we actually going to get any points out of them 3 teams or any games? Thinking about it.
Nick asked us the same question. Our next game is Chelsea at home. They scraped past Brentford, which if you want to put that on a playing field of a Manchester United level, that means they'll absolutely run right through us. They'll probably batter us at Old Trafford because Brentford was they're slightly edged as a better team overall in that game. But United just don't do the basics. I mean, every single game. The next game after Chelsea, or I think it's Burnley and Sunderland or something like that. I think like they're 2 lower table teams or smaller teams. That even those games we're going to get absolutely cooked alive in because we just don't do the fundamental basics well. And then you'll hear the managers comment say, "Oh, this isn't what we're trying to do." Well, what are you doing in training then? My guy, you said 1 game a week I get to spend more time with them. Doing what? Playing Jenga? Playing Cluedo? Oh, let's find the murder mystery. Who's killed Manchester United? What are we doing here? Genuinely.
I'm actually
1 game a week.
Fuzzy. I'm actually amazed that you guys even went for him as manager. And there's far bigger, better managers out there. It seems to me that you went for the cheap option. It was like a panic buy. Ten Hag, let's be fair, was a better manager than this guy. And
more successful manager.
Yeah.
And it's a shock, really. But Tony, I mean, you've got 3 games coming up there, which you should be as West Ham United be saying, yeah, I'm confident we could get at least 5 points out of that.
Yeah.
A win plus a couple of draws, maybe. Possibly max 6 points, or let's say 7 points. But I mean, I didn't see the whole game yesterday, so it's unfair, really. But when you see a player,
thanks, Tony,
going in for a tackle like he did, possible leg breaking tackle, that is pure frustration. He looked pissed off.
Yeah.
And the thing is now, with West Ham, let's talk about West Ham for a minute. Is your team just looks so disorientated, no confidence, down and out, and pure frustration. And I don't see that improving anytime soon. I really don't. I think when you get to a point in a club when it gets that bad, the players just switch off. They're not listening to the old manager. And I think it's the same at Man United. Your players are thinking, nah, sod this. Got no time for this guy. And you know, guys, once you lose that dressing room, you're done.
Yeah, absolutely on that. I mean, you say, like the Souček situation. I mean, lost control on that, and he lunged for it. I say, as soon as he made contact, as soon as he stretched his legs out, you could tell straight away he realised that he'd done an almighty howler. But I'll make you right. When you look at some of the players, there's certain ones that's just going through the motions. I mean, good evening to Pierre Latom, as you're saying, JWP. I mean, again, this man, his time's done. But he can literally walk on water. He seems to be a saint for some reason for Potter, and Potter keeps playing him. And like yesterday, he played him for virtually 90 odd minutes, and then put on Andy Irving with a couple of minutes to go, as if he's going to make a difference. I mean, the bloke's, he's hardly featured. Even last season, he hardly featured. Yet we're putting him on, and there's other players there we can give it a chance. I think I said yesterday, he goes with a false 9 when he's got Wilson sitting on the bench, who had a bag of, got a good goal last week, and that, so he's got a little bit of confidence about himself. Doesn't matter about his fitness. Start that man off, at least. He may do something. And then if he gets tired, fine. Then you can make changes afterwards. But you don't put, you waste Bowen by putting him up top, and then they switch between him and Paqueta in the area. Both not suited to it in that respects. But man, no, don't need to do. Yeah, it's just craziness, absolutely. And that's a sad state of affairs. But what you said earlier about Potter is a fact of this man said after and that. Got to have patience. How much patience do you want? I mean, Jez, you've experienced with your man for 6 years. How much experience do you actually need? We saw last season. He's definitely not the man for the job. And I think it's only because Brady has given this bloke 2.5 years. Now we're stuck in a situation where we've got to pay him off to get shot of him. All because of that. And it's like, well, that's the case. Pay him off, back him off, and get someone else in who will do the job. That's all we want at the moment, rather than the shit house we're being put in. Because, interesting enough, before the game, there was a fire at Westfield Shopping Centre. So it was at the case of that's a way of stopping the game. I don't know, but the game carried on. But no, he is definitely not the man for the job. That's how I see it. The opening music makes me feel like I'm in a curry house. Frank, usual. And good evening to Toronto Gooner. He's saying yes, Jezza, to yourself. Yesley, yeah, definitely. And big up to Gavin Hill as well. Good to see you. Big up Amos Football TV. Big up Tony, mate.
Like you said with your substitutions, our guys probably wanting to get the payout and just get sacked because you're 2-0 down against Manchester City. You think we've got to do something to really get back into this game because City aren't really playing that well. Goals change games. You don't have to do much to score against this Manchester City team. No disrespect to them, but you really, really don't. Their team today, their back four was made up of Kusanov, Ruben Dias, Vardiol as a centre-back, and then O'Reilly at left-back. Really, it wasn't that good. They brought Ake on as a sub. Well, guess what? When 2-0 down, we swapped out Lenny Yoro for Harry Maguire, who then gets absolutely smoked by Haaland, in a sprint race. Like, what substitution is that? Who's making that sub? Kobe Mainu comes on as a sub. Bruno started in that midfield, and you watch the first goal, you sit there and you watch him just stroll whilst watching Foden just run off into space, and then he's watching this pass come in. Not high pace or anything, just roll straight to him, and he just plays it in. And you think, well, surely if you're in that position, you're coached, follow the man. Follow the man. Just follow the man. Just follow the man. Just follow him into that area of the pitch. Just position yourselves. You're the captain. One of the most experienced players on that pitch. You know where to be. Except it's either you don't or you can't be bothered. Which one is it, Captain?
True.
Yeah, that's
I only saw the first half of that game today. Man City United game. I mean, after Tuesday we got Bilbao, and then we got Man City at home. And I'll be honest, right now, the way Man City are looking, I'm confident Arsenal will beat them.
You will. You will.
I wasn't impressed with them today. Man United are looking bloody awful. Let's be fair. And that's a massive problem. It's probably this is probably, in my honest opinion, the worst Man United I've seen since 1974.
Bloody hell.
when you lot got relegated. And Arsenal also nearly got relegated the same year. But that team is terrible. And right now, it's not looking good for you boys. Yeah, Sean, I can see your comments, man. I can see it.
Yeah, I'm coming on to him anyway. If Potter told his favourite joke, would the players laugh? I don't think at this moment, fun enough. And I make James from E20 right. It was a case of, we know James gets quite animated and he gets quite angry about how sometimes the team's playing, but he said himself now he's got to that stage where he's got over that. And I can understand that because it's so much of a joke of a club, you can't really get angry about it anymore, if that makes sense. It's just a case of it is what it is, and until things change. And I don't really get animated when it comes to things like that, because at the end of the day, yes, I'll get angry when the team don't do well or the manager's coming out of bullshit out of his mouth, and then you hear the board saying exactly the same thing. But the fact that when you've got a manager saying, have patience, and then you look at the bigger picture, we had Avram Grant who was in charge and basically had the worst score, stats as a manager. Potter has now overtaken him. Avram Grant can, breathe a sigh of relief now not to be the worst West Ham manager. It's now Potter, and we're still sticking with this bloody idiot. It's mad. Good evening, words and pictures. Evening, Tony Fuzz, Jez in the chat. I've got some Dick Insider. Good luck to you on that one as well. People saying fantastic weekend besides from Lucky FC winning again late. Thing is though, mate, and I was just going to come on to that. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how the champions win. Doesn't make you don't have to score bags of goals. Just score one goal, 3 points, and that's the difference at the moment, and that's why they are where they are. And you can't take that away.
Ball though, wouldn't it, Tony?
Yeah. And this is the thing, and not being funny, Jez, when you think about it, when you're playing either the team down the bottom or one of the newly promoted sides, full well someone's going to make a mistake. And of all games you face, you're playing the champions. And it's one of those. So yeah, it's one of those unfortunate ones. Because other than that, for Burnley, that would have been a great result.
Yeah. I mean, I see. I mean, it wasn't a great game to watch. Let's be fair. And I thought, they're going to walk out of here, 1-1. With a point each. And then to do that in the dying minutes, to knock it away blatantly, right? It was so blatant. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? I'll tell you now. I bet he got absolutely roasted by the manager of the club and the team for doing that.
Yeah.
You've got the champions coming to Turf Moor, right? And it's going to be a tough afternoon. And you're doing really well to keep it at 0-0. And then you get one of your players do that. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I mean, it's a great penalty, by the way. But,
yeah.
No, you don't do that against Liverpool or any champions of the Premier League. You just don't throw it away. Oh, mate, I'll tell you what. I bet he's sat at home right now thinking, what did I do?
Yeah.
I hope he is anyway. He should fucking do.
Well, you're hoping one of those, isn't it, where he'll come into the changing room. The first thing he's doing is like, sorry, lads, my bad. I really fucked up there, and hopefully they crack on with it, kind of thing, So, more, we've already answered the question. I think Potter's going to go before Amorim, but Arsenal, what they're saying is Amorim, the new Highline Ange. Evening, Leslie. What bravery Potter had to actually take JWP out at the 91st minute. Brilliant. Good evening, Russ. Hope you're doing well. He says, on the bright side, we're only a point behind United. Not bad at all. Not bad. Tesco value bag. How we do. Marie M saying, bonsoir, Mr. Jez and the panel. Big up to the chat too. Big up to you as well, Marie.
Oh, Marie.
Very well. How much did he cost? Hello. Pierre Tom saying, I thought Moyes was bad at making in-game changes, but Potty is worse. He makes changes earlier than Moyes, but all the wrong ones. Yeah, and this is the thing. He's supposed to be all this hype against him and that, but let's be real. At the end of the day, and that, you can only polish up a turd so much. 76 minute player. Good evening, Stephen. Hope you're doing well. Evening, peeps. Aces. Good evening to yourself, Tony, Fuzzy Murray, and of course, Godfather Jez. He's saying good evening to yourself. Disgusted is an understatement. Yeah, I mean, there's a few words, but yeah, we'll. I'm hoping at one point, Stephen. Table 3 are still waiting for their steak and chips. Well, Matt is only a few years older. Yeah, well, Anthony said. I think Anthony said he's the same age, 46. But yeah. Ace is saying Lee Gunner currently doing extra training with the West Ham squad after yesterday's shambolic performance. Mate, we could still be out there now. We still wouldn't have scored a goal. There's no way. Ace is saying Nuno would be ideal for Sullivan. Be interesting choice. Be very interested. Big up to DJ Crane as well. Good evening to Joe Sylvester. Jez calling Arteta an effing prick never gets old. Big up. And Sean McGonigal. Good evening to yourself, Sean. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah,
hello,
Sean.
Jez. And don't forget, people, we is multi-streaming tonight. So if you can, don't forget Jez's channel and obviously Fuzzy's channel as well. The share, likes, and the subscribe. You know this. You know the one. You know the one. Sullivan would love Nuno. I mean, for me, it's a case of, and thank you, Tim, at the back saying, yes, she's an Arsenal fan. That just says it all, really. How was your weekend, Jez and everyone?
Good.
Working. I was working, but other than that, all good. All good. Let's bring this man in as well. Good evening, James.
Good evening, mate. How we doing?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Good evening to Stephen Spraggs. Hope you're doing well, Stephen. I was told Brady's an Arsenal fan as well. Yeah, Arsenal can have Brady. Free transfer. There you go, Jez.
No, thank you. No, thank you. We've got enough idiots in management at our club. We don't need any more. Thank you very much. Kind offer. Very kind offer, but no, thank you.
Good evening to Iron Brew Iniesta. The thing that made me realise we were fucked under this board was in an interview. Brady was asked what her hope was for the season ahead. Every season, she said the hope is to win the league. Okay, now. You going to frame that one, James? Yeah, shall I send it to you in a gold-plated frame for you, mate?
Don't, mate, don't. The amount of abusive comments I got yesterday from the video, yeah, mate, fucking unbelievable. But we'll talk about it in a minute. Yeah,
Superb. Good evening, Terence. Hope you're doing well. Evening, one and all. You're saying. Emery can't handle a big club like Man United. Well, big up the Jez for Martin Tapp as well.
Yeah,
Good evening, Colin. How are we doing? Well, good evening, Tony, Jez, Fuzzy, and Jez. You wonderful gentlemen. Always a pleasure to join you. Always a pleasure having you with us. And of course, evening, Jay. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hello, everyone. Nuno is 100% not the answer. Another firefighter manager that will be short-lived. Unfortunately, I think we're going through this stance. Menu should get Jose until the end of the season. Oh, we treat that one, Faz. Get him back.
Do you know what? I reckon he'd actually relish that. Have Delete, Yoro, young centre back, because he rates a good centre back. You got Lissandro, who come back as well. Maguire, funnily enough, was probably a transfer he was hoping for. Yeah, I reckon Jose would probably do an okay job. But I think okay is as good as it gets with the squad. I mean, that midfield's still quite dead. But I think beggars can't be choosers for Man United. So anything that's better than what's going on at the moment.
Wow. Didn't know this one. Pepsi, apparently Bin Laden was an Arsenal fan too, unfortunately.
Was he?
Big up to Binks as well. Big up to the panel. Terence is saying Potter should have done an Arteta. Said he had a 5-year plan up. The 5 years of nothing are still, yeah, I know. Still don't trust him, he's saying. I mean, looking at that, what Fuzzy's saying there, James, I think if they put on the claret and blue and that, you'd still think it's the same side.
Nah, we're a mess, mate. Yesterday was hard, like for a lot of reasons. No one likes to lose against Spurs at any time. There's losing against Spurs, and there's losing the way we did yesterday. Listen. You jumped on the afterthought yesterday, and basically you had your say with a few other people. Man, well, abusive comments I got from Spurs fans, mate, because I'm not praising them up and all this shit. West Ham play woke football. I'm going to say it quite loud and clear, and people don't like to hear it, but it's woke football. It's data analysis football, and it's no good. It's going to get us relegated. We've got a goalkeeper in goal who can't command his box. We got James Ward-Prowse, who I swear, I don't know what he's got on Potter at the minute, but whatever it is, he must be fucking loving it. And yeah, that's it, really. Like, what else more can I say? It's fucking shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you know, and I've got these comments, like, I'm like head hype tone.
I know. I'm just see if I can. How can I change the style of that? Let's have a look there. Does that make a difference? There you go.
That's better tone. Fucking, I'm not like I'm ducking under the fucking thing. You know what I mean? But no, you know, it is what it is. I think, if you want me to be honest, I think we're in trouble. Deep down, and I think we're in trouble in a lot of ways. And I think we're that much in trouble that I don't see a way out of this one. If you sack Potter tonight, you go and get a manager in, fine, but you still got the problem with Sullivan there. If you get rid of Sullivan, is that the solution? You get rid of him, everything's going to be rosy again. People will be saying about the manager. We're in a no-win situation at the minute, and it's I'm quite frightened about relegation, if I'm being honest.
I mean, the worst thing is obviously you're hearing the fact that, you know, Spurs haven't beaten us at home for 6 years, and then they rock up like that and didn't even get into second gear. Like I said before, for me, Thomas Frank would have been lovely at West Ham. I think that would have been the ideal choice. But he's just proved what you can do with a team. And our manager, well, I don't know. It's just, I said to Jez and Fuzzy earlier, mate. I mean, like I was saying about you, you know, when you think you was angry at one point, now you got to the stage where it's laughable because it's got that bad kind of thing. And
I've got nothing. How can I put it? I've cried on E20. I've broke down on E20. I've fucking got angry on E20. I've got to the point of nearly having an heart attack on E20. I don't think there's anything else I can do on there, mate, if I'm being honest. Like, West Ham are being driven into the ground. Like, the fans walking away. On the 65th minute mark yesterday, the fans were evacuating the LS. And I was doing a watch-along yesterday, as you know. And I'm sitting there and I'm going through the motions of a game against our biggest rivals in the league. And 65 minutes in, the game's over. Game's dead. And I don't see what we're good at West Ham at the minute. I think we're relying too much on individuals and not enough on a team. Graham Potter, for me, is walking a tightrope, and he's lucky he's still in a job. And I just don't see what the positive outcome is, mate. Do you know what I mean? I really don't, and it's fucking worried.
It is worrying, mate. It is worrying. And big up to Daniel here tonight. He's a Spurs fan, and that. I mean, me and Daniel go way back, but he's a really good guy as well. As he says here, we played that match like a friendly. The last hour, we actually took pit on you at 3-0 because we got a Champions League game on Tuesday, and that kind of just sums up. Hence why we're sad about not being in second gear. I mean, James said it there. I know we've had this conversation before. Do you blame the fans leaving early?
I don't think it helps, to be honest, but I can get it. After the crap season you had last year and the shit you're seeing this season, I'm not surprised. I don't like it. I really don't. Look, this is hard for me to say because Arsenal haven't been in that bit. I mean, we've not been good, right? But we have not been in this position. All right. Arteta's second season, we were bottom of the league, and Tottenham were top, but it turned around and we know the rest of the story from there. But for you guys to be in that position is an absolute disgrace. You know,
Yeah.
get taken apart like you did yesterday. That's not a good thing. And I just don't know what you're going to do with this manager. I mean, to me, your management has just got to get rid of him and get somebody else in.
I don't think it's that easy though. I don't think it's easy just getting rid of
him off, man. You're gonna have to pay him off. Take the bullet, right? Yeah, take the bullet, pay him off, and get someone else in.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is I don't think it's as easy as it's just a manager. This is deeper than that. This is an ownership thing that has been has took the piss out of this club for the last 10 years.
Yeah, but you need somebody that's going to come in and restructure your team. At least I hear you, James, but at least if you can get a manager in that's going to refocus your team. Because right now, as I look at it, I think your Potter's lost the change room now. The players are pissed off. They don't look interested. From what I saw of the game, I only saw it on Match of the Day, so I'm not qualified to say, whatever. But you need somebody who's going to come in and what's the right word? What's the word?
Spirit.
Shake it up. Basically, shake it up. Shake it up.
The word.
Right.
You need somebody who's going to bring your club back together. Forget the management for now. There's nothing you can do about that in the short term. Nothing. Right? Sullivan, Brady, they ain't going nowhere anytime soon. What you need is a catalyst. That's the word, a catalyst. You need somebody who's going to bring your club back together, right? And then you've got a fighting chance of staying up. If you don't do that by Christmas, mate, I think you're in deep shit.
The only thing I'll say is that I understand it from the manager's point of view. Yeah. But I feel like, to me, that sacking Potter is just the easy excuse to get away from Sullivan. When Sullivan's put us in this situation, right, 2 years ago, we was in our best moment. 2 years on, we're on the verge. We're literally staring relegation in the face, and it's going to prove it to me in the next 2 games where West Ham are really at, because we're going to be up against.
Going anywhere, man. I hear what you're telling me, right, but the only solution right now your club's got is get rid of Potter, get somebody in that will get your team back as a unit. And at the moment,
but this is the full circle though, Jez, right? If we go and sack Potter, fine. Go and sack him tonight, yeah? There's no guarantee that Sullivan's going to go and pick the right man on the next one. And that's the problem. Like, it all starts with the owner at the top of the tree. And what it is, people walking out yesterday was a point to say, you want to take the piss out of us, we ain't going to fucking be here to watch this shit. Do you know what I mean? We're just going to walk away. Yeah. And the issue is, I've been saying this for years, and Tony said last night, and I've got it clipped up from our show last night, and something Tony said last night, he said, James, you've been on to this for years. I've been saying this for years, mate. If you continue to go down this path, people are going to walk away, and you have no one in there. And the problem is, we're running out of time. Yeah, we're running out of time. Like, this season, right, it's a nightmare from minute one. I've got no faith in the playing squad. We've got an owner in charge who sits there with his bird and just says fuck all. Right, and what we need is someone to come in, right, not even a manager, someone just to come in and galvanise the fucking squad. Do you know who we really need to come in there? It's someone like a DeCanio. Someone to come in and get everyone on board, right? At the minute, we're nosediving towards relegation.
There's a possibility of that, yeah.
And that is it. Like, yeah. And like yesterday was fucking hard, right? Yeah. I've seen West Ham lose against Spurs and get hammered in games, but yesterday was one of the hardest defeats I've witnessed as a West Ham fan in 38 years of life.
Yeah, like no fight.
Right, 1-0 down. Yeah, Suchet does what he does. He's a fucking idiot. The collapse after that was just embarrassing. And it is true what the Tottenham fans said there, right? If they would have been more ruthless, they could have scored 7 or 8. They didn't really get out of second gear, really, and that's the problem. Teams ain't even got to get out of second gear to beat us.
True. Let me just do the super chat for Jez because it's good evening to Lazio Toff. Good evening, Arsenal fan from Croatia here. A patriotic question: what do you think of Slaven Bilic getting fired for being 8th, and after getting that worse and worse every year? Big up to everyone. Big up to you, Lazio, and thanks for the super chat to Jez's channel. James, Slaven Bilic, would you have him back?
I don't know, mate. I don't think it's a manager. I think Potter's a fucking idiot yesterday. I really do. And I think Potter, I don't know why he didn't change it at half time. I still can't to this day I still can't figure out what he was seeing right at half time to go, you know what, I'm gonna go out in the second half and play the exact same fucking team and then get done by a corner when we've just had 10 corners in the first half, right? I don't know. I don't know. I think we're in a situation here where we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. If we sack Potter, fine. Who are you bringing in? Right? Who's really going to want to come to West Ham in this situation right now? That's the $1 million question.
It is the awkward part. For me, I've already banged on about this bloke already, and Collins just said the same thing here. He would go for Iriola at Bournemouth.
Ain't going to be bought out of a contract.
But the thing is, though, as Jez said, I think we've got to start somewhere. Di Canio I can understand for basically kind of giving that kind of lift in the squad, etc. I don't think he's strong enough to carry the team forward in that respect. He's good. He's good to be have around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know who I would go and get? Craig Bellamy. That's
good shout.
That would be the man. If you want to go and change it, right? I know he's manager of Wales. Wales ain't going to qualify for the World Cup. So does he really fancy it doing another campaign for the Euros? Right? Maybe, maybe not. I'd go and get Craig fucking Bellamy right now. I say, right, you can manage Wales. You've got these international breaks, but we need you here to galvanise this squad. Potter's a bit of he's like a professor, right? He's a professor of nothing, if I'm being truthfully honest. I don't know what he's good at. And that's the problem. I don't know what he's good at. If I'm being truthful.
Yeah. I just think, James, it's you've got to change something and change something quick. And the only thing you can change quick is the manager. Because, even if Sullivan was to turn around tomorrow afternoon and say, right, I'm going to sell the club, that takes months and months and months. And by then, it's too late.
I think what it is, though, Jez, if he was to come out and say, I'm leaving at the end of the season, you wouldn't have people back there within a shot.
I get you.
Right. The problem is this is deeper than just Potter. I think Potter is a problem at the minute because he's reactionary. He's not proactive. He's reactionary. He reacts to a situation when it happens, but he's not thinking like to try and win a game. I think the situation with West Ham is deeper. I think you've got a fan base that are just, what's the word I'm looking for? They've just had enough. They've just it's like empathy. Like they've just gone, you know what? We've seen this so many times now. You can only for me personally, I can only speak for myself. I can only scream and shout for so long before I've had enough. And it's getting to a stage where yesterday, if that would have been me 18 months ago, I'd have gone mental and losing 3-0 to Spurs. Yesterday I was laughing because it was just a fucking joke. Do you know what I mean? I shouldn't be feeling like that. I should be angry, pissed off, and I'm more pissed off that it's getting to a stage where we're in a no-win situation. Do you know what I mean? Personally, if I could have a magic wand and change it, I'd say, right, you need to get Sullivan out first and then deal with Potter later. Yeah, because you might have enough time, but Sullivan needs to fuck off because he's the problem. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I hear you. I do hear you. But that's a big problem, isn't it? That's a big ask because people like him are just arrogant and will do what they want to do at the what's the word? At the worst for your fan base. I mean, Tony told me last night that Karen Brady said, calls you lot customers.
Yeah.
In that meeting she had with the fan base. Customers. That is just so disrespectful.
Insult. That's what it is.
Insult. It's a bloody insult to you boys that pay your season tickets and go home and away and all that. You know, to call you a customer. You're not shopping at fucking Tesco's. Right? You're a fan. You know, you have a love for your club. So you're not a customer, you are a fan. And I think that's disgusting. That absolutely disgusting. But you know, at least Arsenal haven't dropped to that level of disrespect yet. You know, I mean, you could take Arteta, go for him, mate, fancy him. You know what I'm saying?
It's I don't know about tone, but for me, I think Potter's a problem, but he's only 10% of the problem. He's only, like, when I look at him, it's on the field problems is with Potter, but everything around West Ham is falling apart. Do you know what I mean? The fan base are just not on it anymore. Right, in the ground, that's a problem, because if you can't get the support at home, that's right. Do you know what I mean? We've won 2 games, Jez, in 2025 at home.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
and that's relegation material straight away. If you can't win your own games, how are we supposed to stay in the league? Like,
that's my point, James. That is my whole point. I'm trying to put to you is, I hear you about the ownership, Sullivan, Brady, and all that. I hear that.
Yeah,
you need a quick fix. Otherwise, you are in deep shit. If you keep going down this road by Christmas, mate, you're done. You're gone.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. Look, Tony knows I've got a lot of respect for West Ham. You know, one of the only clubs in London I actually have respect for. And that's saying a lot as an Arsenal fan. But you need to fix up damn quick, mate. And if it's a quick fix that can turn it around, keep you up. And that right now, where you are, right, you need to get somebody in who's going to keep you boys in the Premier League. You go down to the Championship, I think you'll be in an even worse position. I really do.
I mean, big up to Mem's Creamery. I mean, Fuzzy, do you think this could be the case that, you know, you might see West Ham and Man United both in the Championship? Do you think, you know, and people in the chat, do you think this could be possibly both teams going down to that level?
West Ham, more realistically, yeah, but with Manchester United, it's like, even in our case, you can't take this sort of stuff for granted. If we do end up going down to Championship, there'll be riots. There'll be pitch invasions, everything. Games will stop being played if United end up going down to the Championship, and you see Ineos sat there with their, you know, fingers sat on their fingers and their thumbs, not caring. So I challenged them. You know, if you wanna fuck around with us, see where that gets you.
Man, yeah. Man United will get something against Chelsea. Pepsi reckons.
What did you think of it? Obviously, you jumped on yesterday with me, Tone. Yeah, but after you jumped off and you sort of, cause I listened to Potter's interview yesterday, and I was like, what are you seeing that what are you seeing that we're not seeing? Because he said we was in the game, and I was thinking, like, I don't know about that. For 20 minutes we was in the game. I thought we started off well, and then they just smashed us to bits.
Well, maybe he's 20 minutes and that. He's obviously thinking that, you know, time stops for no man at that point if he's saying that shit. Because bloody hell, man, we all saw something different there. But to say, like I said earlier, to turn and say have patience. Patience with what? You know, you can only have so much patience if you can see that they're trying and they're losing by the odd one goal. Then you know, okay, it's going to come at some point. If he picks the right players, the formation's going to gel together. Because that was the one thing he did say, James. I don't know if you picked up on that, and also to Jez and Fuzzy as well. You know, we're a new side. He came out with that comment. We were a new side, and it's like, hold on. Let's see now. You know what? 4 players, not a new side. If you start off with 4 players, that's not a new side. But they come out with a comment like that, and it's like, are you really clutching at straws when you're saying comments like that and hoping that we're going to say, yeah, you're absolutely right, Graham. Yeah, we do believe. Yeah, we should kind of sorry for for saying things. You're so right in what you're saying. I mean, come on, let's get real now. I mean, bloody hell. I mean, Arsenal bought a load of players and that. Man United bought a couple of other players and that. And and Arsenal been playing these players. You don't see them struggling.
I think you're going to know more after the next 2 games with West Ham, Crystal Palace at home, and then Everton away, and then we've got Arsenal. Right, if we get to the Arsenal game and we haven't won a game, right, and somehow we get hammered in that one and all, and I mean, Arsenal will destroy us at corners. Simple as that. If I see Mads Hermansen in goal against Arsenal, I'm putting a bet down that Arsenal are going to roll us about 5 or 6. It's on the cards, mate, because we can't defend set pieces. And
that's called easy money, James, isn't it? Easy money.
It is, mate. But the next 2 games are the ones really. I think West Ham need at least 4 points out of the next 2. Well, I can't see West Ham getting anything at Arsenal. I really can't. And usually I'm quite confident with Arsenal because I know Arsenal will come forward and we can have a goal and a counter. I've got no faith in that one. Do you know what I mean? Because if they score first, they're going to roll us. Palace at home, we don't beat them. Simple as that at home. I can't remember the last time we actually beat Crystal Palace at home. And then Everton at their new ground, Monday night game, David Moyes. That's set up for an annihilation, that one. Do you know what I mean? So, I'm fucking...
I know, mate. It's don't want to steal your thunder, but it's one of those, and it's like, where's it coming from? Where's the corner going to change? I mean, look, Pierre Latom summed it up in a nutshell, and I think I said this to you on the show. Forest win papered over the cracks. All we wanted to believe we'd seen the light, alas, not the be. And that was the truth of it. Everyone kind of got, that 6-minute spell, 3-0 up against Forest. Forest team that did exceptionally well last season. And everyone's getting kind of happy about it. And it's like, it's one game.
But do you know what it is, though? Do you know what it is? Right, with any sort of content creator, right? You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. If I sit there and downplay the Nottingham Forest game, then people are going to call me negative. And if I overpraise it, then people are going to call you out for fucking over glamorizing the win. Do you know what I mean? So you can't win either way. Yeah. I just thought yesterday for me before I shut up that basically that it was just the most embarrassing defeat against them that I've probably witnessed for a very, very, very long time. Like, do you know what I mean? Just nothing about us whatsoever. Them laughing at us. Right, I've literally seen them on TikTok and like social media, like literally gleeing and smiling and going, think basically they can't keep talking about it. Like, and it's their cup final. Oh, it's their cup final apparently. Right,
man.
so
it is what it is, as you said, mate. Good evening to Darren Sullivan. As he says, Arteta out. I've been saying that since 1886.
He's getting a bit old now, Darren. He's getting a little bit aged, mate.
1886. That's not bad at all for him. We know he's been here for a while.
So Sullivan.
Mem's Cream is saying he sees Amarin getting sacked before Potter. He's odds on favourite to get sacked first. Wow.
No, Potter. See, I don't know about you boys. I asked you boys, well, when do you reckon he's going to get the sack? Because I don't think he's going to get the sack of this side of 2025. I think it's only
Amarin.
Well, both of them really. I don't think none of them are going to get the sack this side of 2025. I think Amarin will do enough to win game.
I think. I don't know, to be honest. I think Ten Hag got sacked by Ineos after they came out to back him the summer previously, and that was end of October time that happened. So Amarim is definitely a possibility. that it happens in 2025. But who knows if they stay true to their statements that Amram's effectively invincible because he's the project man, and I'll back him until I would say a cows come home, but the relegation sinks in, I suppose.
I mean, Jez, who do you see out of the two going? Do you think it's going to be Hammer and Potter, or as James thinks, it's not going to be until next year?
Oh, it's a very good question. I have to say, being respectful to both teams, I think it'll be Amarin first. Man United, massive club as they are, I don't think they'll put up with failure for too much longer. I think, as James was saying, it's a deeper problem at West Ham, but I still think you need to change your man to get your club cemented back. But I think it'll be Man United will make that decision. If it continues as it is at Man United, let's say up to the end of October, early middle of November, I think he'll be out the door.
I think what it is with Potter, the only thing that stops me thinking he's going to get the sack is there's a break clause in his contract that ends next year. Like what it is, we signed Graham Potter on a 2.5-year deal, from last year. And basically this year he's got a year to sort of see what he can do. And then at the end of the year, they can sit down together, him and Sullivan. And if they want to continue, they can. If one of them wants to leave, they can. If Sullivan wants to go in a different direction, he can, right? Without losing any money on compensation or anything like that. That is the reason why I don't think Sullivan's going to sack him unless he absolutely has to. Like if we're cut adrift and we are we're in the mud, then Sullivan will act and he'll go out and try and get like a Sean Dyche or someone like that just to get us out of a relegation. You get a relegation trained manager to come in and save West Ham. That's what Sullivan will do. The issue is I've seen this before. I see this in 2011 against Arsenal when we played you at Upton Park and we lost 3-0 in the snow and fucking everything in January, and he had a choice to make then: keep Avran Grant or sack him that night and bring Martin O'Neill in. He decided that he will keep Avran Grant, and Avran Grant got us relegated. And I've got a feeling Sullivan's going to sit on his hands on this one until he absolutely has to sack him. Do you know what I mean? Because what it is, you've also got to look at it from his point of view and all. It will make West Ham look very embarrassing if he's brought two managers in a space of 2 years and he's sacked the pair of them. Do you know what I mean? Lopetegui last year, Potter this year. It could end up being a stage that we could have 3 managers in a space of 18 months, which is borderline insulting, really, considering West Ham traditionally, I don't know how many managers we've had over the years, but we've only had, I think we've had under about 50 managers in our life, or 30 managers in our lifetime, I think it is. So, it's.
I think it's less than that, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it is less than that. I think it's about 15. It wouldn't surprise me.
Not many at all, really. But we're, Fuzzy, James, me, we're quite fortunate because Win the Therapy Dog says, panel, at what point do Man United or West Ham seek out a loan for my services?
Mm-hmm.
All if we get Win the Dog and it'll all change. Yeah, fortune will change. Remember Screedham saying Odegaard to miss Arsenal's Champions League match on Tuesday and possibly the City game, but Arteta has stated that it's the same injury from the last time and he's looking to get him fit for City.
I don't think so. Apparently he might have surgery.
Yeah, but knowing this, mate, this bloody manager, mate, he'll whack him on wherever the chance he's got. You know what he's like.
He'll have him playing with a sling. Like
that. he'll wheel them out on the surgery bed and tell him, off you go. Get up. You can walk it off, mate.
What do you reckon now, Jez, next week? It's Man United Arsenal next week. Arsenal Man City next week.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon next week, if Arsenal beat City, then this year it could be on? Because I think there's cracks in Liverpool. Like today, they got away with it again. right? But what do you reckon?
I at the moment, having watched the game, I didn't see all the game, but I did see the first half and about 10 minutes of the second half today. I quite fancy Arsenal get a win there against Man City. I do quite fancy it. I don't think it'll be like last year, 5-1. I don't think that'll happen. But I do think Arsenal could. Our defence is looking pretty solid at the moment. I reckon that could be a 2-0 to Arsenal.
I don't know. Donnarumma in goal. He's like a machine himself, isn't he?
Oh, he's great. He's a great goalkeeper. But if Gyökeres and Eze partner up again like they did, and I have to be honest, I thought Matty UK yesterday was bloody excellent. To be honest, I thought his trickery. People say, well, yeah, it's only Nottingham Forest. Well, I think that's bollocks, to be honest. At the end of the day, you've got to beat what's in front of you. And I quite fancy a 2-0. I fancy it.
Well, yeah, could be a good shout there.
What do you reckon time next week?
I mean, I in certain respects, City are there for the taking. They're not as strong as they were. I think obviously Donnarumma coming in goal is probably maybe a saving grace for them. But we've seen the last, obviously today is a derby, so they're going to be up for that game. So the result they got today was a convincing one because it's a derby. But when we look at them in some of the other league games, where they should have really comfortably won the game, they let it slip. And I think with Arsenal, unfortunately, they are going forward. They're a lot stronger. They've got a lot more creativity in that respects. And whereas Man City, I don't know, it's an age thing with some of the players because they've got a bit of an aging squad. Got a couple of players in there that can obviously create something, but I think there's something missing recently. We saw that last season, and it is in certain respects it's kind of carried on a little bit this season as well. I don't know if you can change it around. I mean, they're saying, is it the Pep thing? But you've got to look at players as well. Players, the manager can only do so much. As you know, the old saying, once you cross the white line, it's down to them boys to get something out of it.
True.
What about you, Fuzz? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Manchester City, based off of today, basically just didn't really have to do anything. It's sort of like, who was Manchester City's best player? Well, you could just pick any of the Manchester United starting 11. Just pick the whole squad if you have to. Just hand them like it's a Royal Mail first class package, hand-to-hand delivery. Here's your 3 points. And I think Arsenal next week is going to be worlds apart in terms of challenge. Worlds and worlds apart. So I think City, if they're going to put that sort of a team out again against Arsenal, they are getting smoked. They're getting absolutely wiped the floor with.
I think City are going to give them a game next week, though. I mean, a proper game, because when I look at their defence, City, I agree with you, their defence is a bit light. Yeah, but having Donnarumma in goal, that's like you've got a world-class goalkeeper there that's going to keep them in the games, right? And if you've got someone who's world-class between the sticks, you're going to win a lot more games than you're going to lose. It all depends if Pep goes there. Yeah.
David De Gea. At the Emirates, remember that 3-1?
Yeah,
David
I remember
De Gea
that.
Just made
cost me on a fucking bet.
Yeah.
Actually did. I actually backed fucking Arsenal that day, and Man United won. Yeah, but I just look at it like that. I just think, you know what, if it's going to be interesting to see how City approach it, because City need to win the game. If I'm being honest, they need to go there and win. If they're going to try and win the league, they have to win that game at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Especially after losing the 2 games.
Yeah, agree on that. Sean McGonagall's asking you, Jez, what do you think of Edu now he's gone to Forest?
Absolute clown. Unlucky, Forest. Unlucky. The man's an idiot. Glad we got rid of him. Never thought much of him as a player. And a bit like Arteta, really. Not much of a player at Arsenal. But, yeah, it is what it is. Glad he's gone. Look at the transfer window we've just done, right? the players he's brought in, one you could say maybe question, but nah, not he's a bloody disaster at any club. He couldn't make it in the Brazil national squad to bring play. He didn't have to buy them. He was just recommending. And let's not forget, he went to the Iran national squad. He got sacked. And then where did he go? Arsenal. Well done, Arsenal. Nice one.
Ace saying Barcelona won, Valencia 0. But good evening to Andrew Baum. He says, legends on here. Can I have a shout out? Massive trip this weekend. 421 miles each way to Luton to see Plymouth Argyle win 3-2 with 10 men. Big ups for you, Andrew. What a chat! What a man making that journey.
Wow.
Ray said, JWP should be in the squid, not the squad. Send him back down the coast. Mims Cream is saying Arsenal's only big woe in the weekend versus City is keeping Haaland quiet, but a player's on form will be able to stop scoring if he's on form. Absolutely true.
Yeah, but we kept him quiet last year. He didn't do shit last year against Arsenal at the Emirates.
True. That's true. I mean, it's going to be very interesting how it's all going, if I don't get me wrong. They might age by about 50 years this last season. Yeah, usual saying, fucking scummers, let me down for a 4-timer today. Yeah, we already covered that one, Sean. Yeah, Potter's out cracked Avram is an insane fault and true. Yeah, mate. Leslie saying, Daniel, congrats your boss's last 70 minutes. What frustrates me was our clown just stops and watch from the touchline. Yeah, mate. Mems Cream is saying United should bring in Mourinho. He was successful at United, winning 2 trophies and a Community Shield. 11 our players winning games and in a better position in the league compared to Amorim. So usually asking the same question. Would you swap managers right now, Fuzzy?
Swap managers for who?
Arteta, I think he means.
No, he means Potter.
I'll say no to both of those. I think there's a thousand other managers I think Man United could get that would have more of a desired impact, at least short term, and we can try and focus on sorting out long term at a later date.
What's do you like the Manchester United ownership? What they like for sacking managers? Are they a bit erratic, or they give them time, or?
No one really knows, to be honest, because since they've been in, Ten Hag was their first manager that they've had responsibility over. Backed him in the summer, gave him a summer transfer window, and then sacked him sort of end of October, early November.
Sacked him after us last year, 2-1. You know what I mean? So,
Acted on that, popped an interim manager in, and then decided to go get their project manager to start midway through the season. And I think since then it's just ruined everything.
Sean, you'd have to ask Jez that question. Is Lee and Kenny coming on?
No, man. Sean, it's not my channel, man. I'm just sharing this to my channel to get more people in, to subscribe to Tony and Fuzzy and James. No, it's not. It's no, they wouldn't be, mate.
And Jez, moments getting read out. Yeah, like as always. Yeah. Yeah, they get rid out. They do get rid of Andrew. Yeah, get there. AFC always is saying, Jez, when Saka comes back, would you try Saka left wing, Madawaki right wing, Eze 10, Gyökeres up top?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Who's Arsenal got in the week, Jez? Champions League.
We've got Atletico Bilbao Tuesday night.
Is that at the Emirates, is it, or is that?
No, it's in Spain, mate. It's in Spain.
Ooh.
We're in Spain. Spania. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Do you remember that time when we used to be in Europe? The only time that we're in Europe was watching fucking Thomas Cook Holiday Channel.
Yeah.
Fucking, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Do you remember them? Yeah, you remember them years? They
I
were,
remember
they
them.
were good.
Yeah, they were good old days, mate. Seville on a Thursday evening.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us now.
We
Fucking hell.
remember them times, yeah. Long gone there, mate.
Next year,
unfortunately.
it'll be Sheffield United on a Tuesday evening. You know what I mean? So there you go.
Well,
Fucking
they've Sheffield United have obviously parted ways with their manager.
They've gone back to the Toxic X and Chris Wilder again.
third time, mate. That is
unbelievable. And that idiot's gone back to him. That's the worst part.
that's like a love affair. That's like a love affair that's gone wrong, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like you just.
Thank you,
Like,
Buzz.
Somewhere in the love letter is the admission. I promise I've changed. He goes back there and sees the same old shit. He's like, "You lied to me for a third time."
I'll tell you what, we only need David Moyes to get sacked. If he come back, maybe a fucking 4-1 right. I mean, yeah.
Sean's asking you, Jez, do you go to the Arsenal fixtures? I think we know the answer.
Not now, mate. I've done enough, mate. I've been to 2,586 games in my lifetime. I've spent enough money on this bloody club. I do go Brighton away. It's not far from me now. But since I've moved away, it's a right journey for me now to get up to North London. And the cost of everything, I don't have a season ticket anymore. To get a match day ticket, travel, beer, food, all that goes with it. That's a £200 day out for me now. So not anymore, mate.
That's mad, isn't it? That's mad. Yeah, Fuzzy, look at this one from AFC always. Will Man United will go for Glasner as the next manager?
Possibly. I mean,
it's either going to be Iola or Glasner. That's the two who I can see going to replace him. But it all depends on which one.
Which manager seems more closer to a scientific spreadsheet appointment? Iriola, Glasner, or someone else? I'm just trying to think how an Ineos kind of person's going to think when it comes to recruitment.
Arteta.
That's a romantic novelist's appointment. We're talking about scientific.
Yeah.
John Travolta or Tom Cruise. One of them two. Get them to come in. They'll do the Scientology for you.
Well, Tom Cruise would do everything himself.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Yeah.
Ian, good evening. Evening all. What a terrible weekend. West Ham ruining it again. Then the Ricky Hatton news, one of our best sportsmen. Rest in peace, Ricky. Let's hope for a better one next week. We can only hope. Good evening to Mama Hammers as well. Maya.
What did you boys make of that with Ricky Hatton? That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. I mean, we were saying it earlier. I mean, just seems strange. I mean, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. From the boxing game, he had kind of got to do coaching and that. And you might say as a boxer, like they all do, kind of falling from grace a little bit. But I don't know. It just seems weird. 46.
46, isn't it?
It's no age. You know, as Jess said, it's no age. It's a young age to go that way out and that. And I don't know. Had he fallen on hard times? I don't know.
I think it was a build up of everything, mate. If I'm being honest, I think what it is. He used to have a lot of like mental health stuff in regards of he fell out with his mum and dad, I think it was, and then his wife left him. He was speaking to a woman who used to be in Steps, the band Steps. I can't remember her name, Claire, I think her name was. And then I don't know what happened with that. And then obviously to go and do that today or this morning or whatever, it's just it's tragic, mate. Do you know what I mean? It does put life into perspective. Right, you sit here and talk about, and do you know what? Right, just as the world as a whole at the minute, it's fucking mayhem out there, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's like anarchy. Everyone's just at it with each other. So sad.
Yeah, definitely is. I mean, no doubt in the next couple of days or so, we'll probably hear what the outcome was with the autopsy and stuff. But yeah, what a young age to go, really is. Bav the Ripper, he's saying good evening to yourself as well. Bin Laden did visit Highbury. That's probably where Arteta gets his inspiration from for his style of football. Jesus Christ, man. Trosh, good evening, Trosh. Groundhog Day, yes, indeed. Yeah, it's definitely that, mate. Topher, are you there? Yeah, where are they, guys? Hammers Potter Graham Hammers Football TV. Woke ball rules. Woke ball is the future. Hashtag woke ball. Jesus Christ, man. Good evening, Lone Star. Potter's an uphill task because defensively the same mistakes keep happening. Yep. Rinse and repeat, as they say. Frog says woke. Comatose, more like. Yeah. We didn't do the full rebuild. 100% there, Trosh.
True.
Sean's an actual Bristol City fan. Oh, Anthony's not here at the moment. You would have been happy with him. They're all in the ass tonight. Look at that. Tiger fan, Extraction, Oi Oi Savaloy, Proper Chels. Yes, good evening. Dear me. As Frog's saying here, yeah, if this isn't sorted out pronto, it's just going to be a repeat of last season come New Year. That's the thing I'm waiting for. I can't stand is that part. Fans know more than look at that. Look, Trush, look at that. Fans know more than our last three managers. Jesse's arse, and of course, Jesus.
No, we know who that is.
Yeah. Good evening. Pierre Tom saying if Sally stays much longer, the next thing he'll want to do is change our names, something like London Lone Stars, not a misspelling. Wow.
Right. I'm going to show you something before I make a move. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
mate.
This is how depressing West Ham is at the minute. I don't know if you've seen it on my Twitter today, Tom. I'm not going to show you. Right. Basically, we've got stewards of West Ham that are not proper stewards. They're stewards that are paid by basically the London Stadium. This is a steward who was supposed to be stewarding the game yesterday. Wasn't watching the game. Was watching the crowd. This is a person there that.
Christ.
And she's falling asleep. And her head keeps going backwards and forwards.
That's a woman, isn't it?
That's a woman, yeah. Look. And the fan base actually celebrate it. Right. Right, I'll turn it up so you can hear it.
No.
Yeah, and then she wakes up.
Jesus, man.
So that's how embarrassing it is, Jez. That's why I say we've got deeper problems, son. We've got stewards that falling fucking asleep, mate. But right. Listen, I've got to make a move. Tone, Jez, Fuzz, take it easy, mate. Peace.
Yeah, Jay.
Take it easy, mate. Ta-da, mate. I say his problem is Jez, the bald employer, their usual out of work, cheap, passive yes man, no chance of any of them being a catalyst for anything, I'm afraid. That just kind of shows where we are. There he is, Anthony's cousin. Where's Lurbert? Ooh, up the tractors.
All right, get on your tractor.
Has to be said at some point. Well, not anytime soon, unfortunately. Dear me. Sorry I'm late. Smash the likes. Good evening as always. Can you absolutely saying there? Thanks, Frog. Lone Star saying no team has conceded more headed goals, 5, than West Ham this season, while they have also let in 6 goals from corners, only 2 fewer than they conceded from corners in the whole of last season, which were 8. Wow, that just says it all. Jose Mourinho with Di Canio as assistant, I was saying for the ride. Yeah, he's the lift, isn't it? The yin and yang, as they say. Potter's got to go. Caretaker manager until Christmas if necessary. Trotter's as weak as piss water. He's got to go. Yeah, man. Frog saying Di Canio, pair of boxing gloves, thumbs out of arses. Jared, good evening. He says, "How we going, guys? Yeah, all good. Hope you're doing well as well. Good evening to Warren Williams. Big up, Jez. Don't think you're going to win the league. Liverpool playing for Jota. West Ham will have biggest ground in Championship. Absolutely, Warren, the way it's going."
Ouch.
Sean's asking, what manager does the Chelsea fan base want next week? Oof.
Don't know.
That would be very interesting. Sorry, late Potter's a numpty. Yeah, I know. We missed Nolan. Yeah, it's not a bad shout as well. Frog said, Potter, we defended well until we didn't. The man is a complete Burke. Yeah, I mean, he comes out with some comments. Jared says, Liverpool not looking as good as I thought they were. Salah is getting lost in games. Still winning, though.
Yes, that's
Still winning.
thing. That's the thing.
Lone Star says 6 wins and 11 defeats in 22 league games for Potter. Yeah, that sums a man up at the moment. That's not exactly Premier League contention, that's for sure. Pierre Tom says, pay off Potty, buy Areola, even if it means no signings in January. A proper manager can adjust the way he plays to suit the players available. And that's not a bad shout. I think, even if it was Nuno, he's got a different style to Potter. And if you can, like I think you said it earlier, Jez, bring someone in who can just lift the team. And I think that's all it needs. Because there is some decent players there. It's just the fact of he's just not getting the best out of them.
There's no team spirit that I see in your team.
No, mate. No.
They're all playing as individuals, and that's not football, man. You've got to have a team that's coherent. And I just think, from what I've seen of West Ham this year, you look pissed off. You look dejected. There's no cohesion, and you need somebody that can bring you back at least to keep you going and at least keep you mid-table.
Yeah, that would have been an achievement in itself if we did get to that stage. But I think it's a long way off at the moment, unfortunately. I was just saying, Ruben Amorim, 38 games in charge, only 8 victories.
Wow.
Bloody hell.
Is that right?
Is that about right, Fuzz?
Thereabouts, yeah.
Jesus
Christ. Wow.
Warren's saying, Potter, a posh boy from Solihull, he ain't got that working class in him to be a football coach. Football is a working class sport. He bit a bit off as a rugby coach.
I don't think he'd last 2 minutes as a rugby coach, mate. I think he'd be lifted up and thrown over the crossbar.
Cool, at half. I mean, Terence is saying what James said earlier. Who wants to come to West Ham? It's making me angry. We were once a proud club, and that's the problem. This chairman has, basically scrubbed that off the board. That word, that's a sad state of affairs. Troy says Joe's only a good coach that would come to us. I don't know if either him or the unemployed. Oh man, yeah. William saying to Jared, yeah, only they do enough to win. They know how to win titles. They don't even have their record sign on the bench and still won. That's what champions do. Yeah, this is an interesting one. Not scored a single goal yet. Arsenal Manic, who expected Villa to be in 19th? A few months ago, they beat PSG at home in the Champions League quarterfinals.
Yeah, that's all got a bit sour, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Matt's just said what I said there. Yeah, Villa can't score a goal. I mean, they're not scored in the last couple of games.
No.
Saints, there's this, at least we're scoring goals. But the fact that they can't even do that. Oh, my days, Trosh. I hope this is going to be another Avram season with a Roberto in goal. Dear me. I said Sullivan wouldn't pay Forteta 15 million a year. Lucky you pay him £5. On the field problems are quite critical now. Yeah, good shout here. We're seeing it, and Jez already said it. Warren's saying, but the people upstairs, you are customers. They don't care how you feel. The rich people, if you don't go, someone else does. We just pounds to them, and every seat equals pounds of the ground, not a set of a football so far from the pitch. This is the thing, Warren, and we've already said it before with West Ham. Unfortunately, the tourist, welcome to West Ham, welcome to the London Stadium. Not even West Ham, I'd say, in that point. Good evening to Extra Cover K. Potter was a cover up for the poor owners, put in charge to take the heat away from them. Good shout, absolutely.
That's a good comment, actually.
George saying, I don't mind relegation. Championship got some real clubs now, no VAR. Yeah, the Premier League is sterile. Yeah, well, I think we said this the last season was poor. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this fact. At this rate, Frog saying we will have conceded over 200 goals in 3 seasons. 200 goals. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, dear me. Good evening, Mandy. What fix can the Arsenal fan recommend? Who would you like to see as our manager? That's for you, Jez.
I think anybody but the current manager, to be honest. He's not doing the job that you need. There's managers out there that would probably go to West Ham. You hunt around the world, mate. There's plenty of managers, good managers, that would come to West Ham. They'd want to be a bigger club, and would at least the way I'm looking at you at the moment, you need somebody that's going to get you out of the shit and get you in mid-table, and that's the starting blocks again.
Yeah,
but they're out there if you want to pay the money. That's the thing. I'll tell you right now, yeah, old Redknapp would be a good shout for you boys. I know he's old, right? But he's proper West Ham. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. There is that. I mean, he just signed up for some sporting agency or something now. Old Harry Redknapp, he's got a kind of a little sideline job doing that. But yeah, absolutely. Anyone but Potter, I think, at this stage. Good evening, Luke. Hope you're doing well, mate. Evening, guys, he's saying. And he says, problem is the manager. We have 2 speedy wingers with a slow midfielder, no striker. That's profound madness. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Potter is nuts. As soon as the goal was disallowed, I knew it was inevitable. Yeah. And he didn't change anything, though, Iron Disciple. That was a thing. As soon as that goal from Miro scored, it was only a matter of time they were going to get another one. Absolutely, Trosh. Yeah. Our players at the moment don't seem to care anymore. Evening, Rob. How are you doing, well, matey? Agree with the comments. Our board have let us down, but we don't have a squad that denotes bottom 4. That's where I think Potter is letting us down. That's 100% correct on that. Lone Stars adding, we conceded 10 set pieces before the goal and defended them well, said Graham Potter. After sides 3-0 defeat the Spurs, we made a mistake at the far post and got punished. What a load of old shite. Conceded 10 set pieces before the goal and defended them well.
He's been to the Arteta school of coaching.
Dear me, Jez. I mean, don't worry, Fuzz. That notebook is on its way up to Old Trafford as we speak. Amarin can use it next week.
Oh no, he's already using it. Don't worry. Should read some of the.
Of course. Sorry, fax machines. I forgot all about them these days. You can use them, can't you? That's just fucking hell. Good evening, Neil. How are we doing? We drop. We are more likely to end up like QPR or City or Sunderland or even Sheffield United Wednesday. With regards to team selection, how invisible does JWP need to be to get dropped? That's the problem. Potter probably don't see him. That's why he's still in it. Graham Pooper can't see anything going on. Fucking hell. Yeah, this is the problem, Trosh, isn't it? Non-contact sport these days, and then it is slowly being taken away from us. I mean, I think, look at youngsters now. They can't header the ball anymore. It's not allowed.
No.
And I think that's wouldn't surprise me. We see that come into adult football at some point. Yeah, that's the thing, Trosh, isn't it? Championship football is more like the football you used to play. Yeah, a bit more in it. Terence is saying, I'm supposed to be doing the West Ham Arsenal match with Aaron and my son. I might just write mug on my forehead and be Arsenal cannon fodder. Oh, man, what's this here? Even if we get the next few games, I still want Potter out. Yeah, his time's done. Yeah, and I agree on that, Iron Disciple. He hasn't proven anything. Not at all. Frog saying, what the fuck do they do over at Bums with Rush Green during the week? Laugh and joke what I've seen in training. Every time we see the camera on them, they've got smiles on their faces and so forth. No, not a bead of sweat on their forehead. That pretty much sums it up.
Man United just kick the shit out of each other in training and then just laugh their way to losing matches every week.
man, it's wow.
Yeah, they're quite happy when you see these people filming players leaving their training ground. And there was one I saw last week before, I can't remember when it was, probably the week before. They're quite happy when they're driving out, signing autographs in their Lamborghinis and Bentleys and Ferraris and all that shit.
Yeah.
Happy,
Exactly. This is the thing. I mean, and unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast now of the Premier League, isn't it? They all turn up. Who's got the flashiest car?
Yeah.
It's not like the old days. I mean, what was he? Kante, did he, when he came to Chelsea, when he just driving around like a little Fiat 500 or something like that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was, though, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I remember watching this. No, it was in a match program. It was a match program, and it was taking the picture outside the East Stand at Highbury, and the Ford dealership in North London had done a contract with Arsenal to supply all the Arsenal players with Ford cars, right? And that is the classic one. If we all remember, 91 season, when Tony Adams, he had a Ford Sierra, right? GL, right? Do you remember him? Right?
Yeah, I remember him, mate. Yes.
That's the one he crashed when he got done for DD.
Yeah.
Ended up in Clink. Fucking Ford Sierra, right? You know what I mean? And they were like, what? How much? I don't know how much they were. $6,000 back in them days. $7,000, I don't know, but it wasn't at the top of the range. It was a GL.
A GL Wolf, yeah.
I mean, didn't have electric.
I'm Robin.
Yeah, not the didn't have the old gear, did it? Remember the old gear? That's
at least that had electric windows. I mean, no, I fucking remember.
That's a GL.
But it was the chairman or owner of that particular Ford franchise, right? And it's the classic old picture, isn't it?
Yeah, and the key. That's it. Yes, yeah.
And then Tony Adams like that, you know what I mean? Classic, that was.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, they're the picture you used to see, in it.
Wow.
Yeah, Dagenham Motors was for us. That was the local kind of full place around there where we were.
It would have been, yeah, of course.
Troj, anyone saw Cresswell score for the Sky? No, I'll have to look it up, mate. If it was a banger, I'll have to look at that. Big up to Dermot, Tottenham Hotspur FC, till we die. I hope you're doing, Dermo. I have sent you a link to X, mate. So if you are still in the channel, you want to pop your head in for 5 minutes or so in that and gloat, you're most welcome to, sir. Most welcome. Thanks for coming on and thanks for being a member. Good to see you. Where are we? See it, yeah. I was really giving time. Why? No idea. I understand. You've actually learned there. Neil saying there is no negative or positive. There's only honesty. Shit is even if it's painted gold. It's very true. Currently is at the moment. Yes, he is, Sean. He is. Mandy's saying we might by Christmas we might be already relegated unless we act as soon as possible, like Jez said. Same Imo says all the things. Pierre Tom says Arsenal ladies could beat first team. Yeah, they've got a convincing win, as Lone Star said, 5-1.
Good game that was. I watched it.
Did you? And the goalkeeper seems a disaster. Yeah, he's not the choice, is he? It's Hermanson and that, not the choice for us. I mean, on that, Fuzz, what was this new keeper yours like?
Don't know, didn't play.
Oh, didn't he play him?
No.
Oh,
played by India.
Oh, my days.
Fuck only knows why.
What's that all about?
I don't know. He's like, we signed Lamons because he's going to be competing for the first team spots. Yes, that's what's going to happen. If Anana stayed, he'll be Anana ahead of Bayindir. But Bayindir is also somebody that apparently club want to get rid of, but could do that. There'll be too many deals to do. There'll be too much money to spend. But no, Donnarumma comes in, none of this concern of, oh, but he might not be fully up to speed or might not be gelled well with his teammates just yet. No, if a goalkeeper's good enough, mate. If you sign a player because he's going to be the best option you have, you fucking play him, for fuck's sakes. You don't sit him on the bench and go, this is how you lose. This is the culture. Embrace it. So when we put you in that position, you can show us how to play shit. Why not? You sign a player, play him. It's just an idea. Just a thought. I mean, don't listen to me. I'm just an armchair fan. I watch football matches from the comfort of my own home. I've no idea what I'm talking about. But pay someone millions of pounds a year, do all the coaching badges and everything, and play the sport for their entire career, and they still make decisions that somebody who earns a minimum wage could make.
Jesus, yeah.
You can't fathom it.
Oh man, it's like deja vu between our two clubs at the moment. For us, that's the worst part about it. Good evening to Andy Art. He's done a £5 super chat to Jez's channel. Well done. Evening, guys. Hammers should get Mourinho immediately. Also, Jez, all your videos are up. There's a positive. There's a positive at least.
Well, yeah, but 24 hours later, nobody watches them. So, that's my argument last night with YouTube for 2 hours. And you're talking to a computer. That's what pisses me off. Our small channels like we are, and they treat us like shit.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think it's very unfair. That's why I had a big rant about it at 4:00 this morning. I just don't think it's fair, man. I don't think it's fair.
No. Yeah, I mean,
thank you, Andy.
Give everyone an opportunity, not just the bigger channels. They all started off like us at one point, so try not to forget that part of YouTube. Good evening, Anthony. How are you doing, mate? He says, I've been watching you lot from the start of the show on my 50-inch TV in my living room, and I've got to say, what a bunch of ugly bastards.
Fair comment.
He only says that because he doesn't own a mirror in his house.
And he lives in a field. So.
And lives in a field. Can I use the mirrors from the tractor? Dear. Yeah, look, we lose the next 4, we're probably bottom of the league. Oh, you imagine that? That would be fucking me. Frog says, Anthony, that must be tricky with a sheep sat in your lap.
He's enjoying that, man. He's having a great time tonight. The wife's obviously out for the night, so he's having a great time.
Indeed, Jess. Superb. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to climb the Premier League table? Kill all the other teams and just leave one club open. That should be enough. That's the way to do it. But seriously, at the moment we can't do nothing. We are not getting out of this mire. I don't think Man United are getting out the mire as well. We're just in a situation where something's got to give. But what it is, I don't know. Really don't know. Usually says, once trampoline football boots were invented, our goalkeeper would become world class, mate. Well, they've got them things usual, haven't they? Them blade things you can bounce up and down on them things. Maybe that's what we've got to do with Phil Hermanson.
Well, that's what Anthony's doing at the moment.
Good evening, Terry Tibbs. Big up, lads. A new manager is the answer for West Ham, or is the squad just not good enough? New manager. Simple as. I think the players are capable of. I think it's just the way the manager coaches them and develops them. And at the moment, we're not seeing anything. Nothing at all. He needs to go to Go Gadget Arms from Inspector Gadget usual as well. Yeah, that'd do it. Big up to the legend Godfrey. Big up the legendary Pan. I hope you're all doing well. Definitely doing well, Godfrey. I hope you are as well. Good to see you. Burnley were going down to 10 men as well. Yeah, because I'm assuming that's where the penalty come from, was it? The Burnley player. Lone Star said, I think Potter has got 3 games to save his job. Can't keep heavily losing.
No.
Obviously, it says Liverpool haven't been good yet, but they're all doing what champions do. Yeah, I mean, Mourinho proved that with Chelsea. 1-0. I said, no, that's all it needed to be. And not being funny, Jez, it was the old saying, 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's all it needed.
It's true. That's how you win games.
Mm.
That's how you win. That's how you win championships. You know, it was. We all know. We all watched it back in Jules Graham's era. You know, it was. There was some pretty boring football. It was boring as fuck. But you know what I mean? It's how you win games, and yeah.
True. I think Trozzi's not even doing that. You wouldn't mind if he was doing his zonal marking, but Jesus, man, it's shocking. Yeah, centre backs a week. Kilman doesn't seem like he wants to be there. We've got short players marking Romero. Yeah, Clifford stuff. Jufus free to pick up on the far post. Yeah, not communication. Poor. Obviously, also always is thinking Amram will walk before getting sacked. Interesting.
I think if he walks, I don't think he gets his payout, does he?
No. So I think
compensation. So he'll sell you the story. You know, I'll never give up, people. I'll never give up. That's kind of the message he's been getting from his press conference, and then it's like, but maybe it's not that you'll never give up. It's actually you have given up. You're just waiting for the inevitable.
No, exactly. Lone Star, I mean, I see this. Lopetegui collected only 5 points from his first 6 Premier League games in charge last season, and it was January before he was sacked. In 22-23, West Ham collected 5 points from 7 games with Moyes in charge. The thing was, if it wasn't for Lopetegui getting them points last season, we would have been relegated then. I believe that very much. Arsenal saying Madueke has done more in 2 games than Martinelli has in the last 3 seasons. He's also better than Saka at dribbling and beating defenders and putting the ball in the box. A box of tricks, as Jez said.
It is true.
He says only difference is Saka has the finishing ability. If Madueke could do that, then he'll be a top forward. United's attack looks so poor even after they spent all that money, Terry Tibbs is saying. Neil said, personally, I fear even if Potter is tin-tacked, it is already too late to save us. All of the relegation fire brigade managers won't be able to do anything with our squad. Not a relegation scrap team. Oh, man, it's going to be an hard week listening to all the people giving you shit at work.
Well, I mean, we don't have the depression of European football, Tony, so they can't ruin our midweek as well as our weekends. So, yeah, we'll take every cloud has a silver lining, albeit it might be an apocalyptic cloud. So,
big up to the special one because he says, Mems, I'm joining West Ham.
Save yourself, Jose.
Arsenal next saying, how many managerial changes at Man United since Fergie's retired? So
3, huh?
Boys.
3?
No, it's more than 3.
4?
So, in terms of permanent managers, we've got Boys, LVG, Mourinho, Ollie, Ten Hag, and then Amorim. So, permanent managers, we've had 6. Then you've got the interims. We've had Ryan Giggs post Moyes. We've had Ollie was an interim. It was meant to be an interim after Mourinho. After Mourinho, I think it was Michael Carrick. And then, actually, was it Carrick after Mourinho? I think it must have been. Something like, I can't remember which one. I think it was between Mourinho and Ten Hag was Carrick. Somewhere in there was Ranić as an interim as well.
Yeah.
He was meant to go take the senior position upstairs, but because he properly shafted everybody upstairs by airing all the dirty laundry and all the BS that everyone was doing with their jobs and highlighting incompetency, so he got sacked for it. And they said, "Nah, forget about our agreement. You know, you can go can go do one. So there was that, and then there was Ruud van Nistelrooy.
That's well, yes, of course, yes.
So a tumultuous tale of many different many a men to challenge themselves with the daunting task of Man United. But yeah, the best we've had is a couple of trophies with some of the managers, but then inevitably same old tearful end.
Wow. Yes, very true. Very true. Good evening to Lawrence. Good evening from Lexington, Kentucky. Come on, you irons in there. And Dermot's saying, Tony, I'm not going to rub it in, man, but your manager needs to go. You won't go down. New manager will up the league. But I'm over the moon with the result yesterday. I think you've got to be, haven't you, mate? You've definitely got to be pleased with that result. 6 years, not got anything out of us. And convincingly got it yesterday. Lawrence is saying their defence in the box on a set pieces is dreadful. Yeah, definitely. As for Far, it needs to fucking go now, he's saying. Good evening to Stone Island Geezer. Even though James and Tony Potter in or out, plus evening gents. Out, mate. Gotta go. Trosh says our stewards are Arsenal fans. Yeah, because most of them around that area would be. Sean says he loves the Hammers. Thank you very much for that as well. Yeah, Lawrence is agreeing with some of your comments. Arsenal Manic saying, later guys, Arsenal Manic, thanks for being with us. Take it easy. Catch you next time.
Big up, mate.
Frog says, at least we got a few games out of the squad last season before they all dropped their heads when the game turns. Colin's saying, I think we have got to change our manager before the Arsenal game, but best thing, ask the players, then go and get him, for it would be interesting to do the player wants. Do you think, God, imagine if players got the choice to pick a manager. Do you imagine that? Lone Star, thanks very much as well. Got to run, Tony. Arteta is always here if you need a cuddle. Lawrence is out to go as well. After one, Tony, you should get to this post next week. Come on, you irons. Thank you, Lawrence, as always. A pleasure. And it makes a change, Fuzzy. You know, Lawrence is not giving you any pelters this week.
Too much sympathy.
Kawaj is asking, how long will Potter stay at West Ham? I don't think it's going to be long, mate. A couple of games, if you don't get the results, I think Sullivan will seriously start considering things.
Yeah.
But knowing that idiot, he'll stay fast and keep hold of him just for the moment, so he doesn't have to pay him out big bucks.
Yeah.
Frog says, looks like we're banking on 3 teams being worse than us again this season. Villa is a surprising early contender. Yeah, I mean, I don't get that one.
Surprised.
Big up to Rich as well, 99 Arsenal. Don't forget as well, go and see his channel. Give him a like and subscribe. He's getting there, slowly but surely he's getting there. Big up panel, big up chat. Potter, hammering, Emery under pressure. 100%. Apocalypse is our best chance of avoiding relegation, Trosh is saying. You think Villa will push for Mourinho? Interesting, Rich. Very interesting.
Wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, James has alluded to Carrick. He'll take Carrick at West Ham. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Mushroom, yeah. Russ is saying, all of Liverpool's defensive goals have come at 80 minutes plus. Decisive goals have come at 80 plus minutes. The victories against Newcastle and Burnley have been plus 95. When you're at the top, though, Russ, as you know, everything goes for you. When you're down the bottom, you don't get nothing. Absolute zilch.
That is true.
And Kawaj is saying Unai Emery could be sacked. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so yet.
No. I think it's just the fact that they've not scored any goals. That's the bit I can't understand. And obviously they've kept Martinez, which looked at one point to be Man United bound, but no, not the case. Oh man! So Arsenal's got a busy week.
Yeah,
you've got a busy week.
I'm looking forward to it. Actually, this is going to really test Arsenal. and it's going to really test the manager, and that's what I want to see. We've done all right. We've done all right. I mean, we did all right yesterday. Nottingham Forest didn't turn up, in fairness. I was expecting a lot more from them. But the new manager bounce didn't work. I think Angie's got to settle in.
Yeah.
I think it's too early for him to make an influence. I said that to Yeti in the week. It will change, Forest. It will change. But I'm looking forward to this week. This is where it's going to really test Arteta now. Let's see what balls he's got. Or as Kenny Ken would say, let's see your nuts on the table. And you know, it's time to see what this manager is really about. My starting lineup would be pretty much what we saw yesterday, but I would put Eze in that 10, and Wary I would put out on the flank, right flank. Now the UK on the left, I thought he did an excellent job there yesterday. Grokerez in the middle, and defence the same. Not sure whether I'd leave Rice out for that game, but yeah, we'll see, won't we? We'll see.
And me and Fuzzy in that, all we can hope for that there's a natural disaster in that, and we don't play any games, so we'll be safe at that point. But bloody hell, man!
That every road gets closed around Old Trafford permanently.
Yeah, God help me. Frog says Liverpool always used to have that knack of winning games at the death, going way back. Champions, yeah. Rich is saying the thing is with Villa, they have ex-Sevilla legend Monchi as sporting director, so he's ruthless. It seems as though Villa want the money at the moment with Duran, Ramsey, Sales, etc. Could be the case. Russ says Jez is not happy whatever the score or result is. He wants to see when the team do well.
What comment is that about? You fucking talking out your arse, mate. You know what I mean? I gave major credit yesterday. Go back and watch my stream I did late last night, the match review. I gave major credit to Arteta and the team. What are you talking out your arse, my friend? Don't come in here and say, like, I haven't given credit to the team. I will always give credit to the team when they do well. When the manager plays shit and the team plays shit, I'll be like any other fan here tonight. And I'll tell them they're shit. So I don't know where you're coming from, fella.
Quadra saying, Jez, the Champions League match versus Athletic Bilbao is on Tuesday at 5:45 p.m. UK time. That's an early one.
I do know that.
AFC NL, good to see you. I would have you Unai back instead of Arteta. In fact, anyone but Arteta, he's saying. Rich is saying, Jez, I don't want Odegaard in this starting lineup for the rest of the season. Play him in the cups only. Wow.
That ain't going to happen, mate. You know that.
Ooh.
You know that, Rich. Arteta, as soon as he's fit, mate, he'll be straight back in that team. You know that.
Interesting one here from Kawaja. White over Timber for me, he says.
I think he's talking about resting him for the Man City game.
Okay, right. Oh, so yeah, give Timber some rest. And Lewis Skelly for Calafiori.
No. Lewis Skelly, not for me, no. I don't like him at left back, no. No, he gets caught out, mate. No. I think Calafiori's done a decent job there.
Yeah, he seems to kind of role now, and whereas he wasn't before.
Lewis Skelly's not a left back. Right. He gets caught out, and it's proven us. We've lost last year. We lost games because of that. So no, not in the Champions League, and not against Man City. No, don't like it.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we are going to start wrapping it up now, and that. So, Fuzzy, have you got anything coming up, and where can people find you?
Well, tomorrow I'll probably discuss the game as where United really go from here, which is as it stands nowhere, because it can't really get any easier for the manager to actually stop the ship from sinking, and he's still managing to make it into a case of trying to solve a Rubik's Cube whilst being colourblind. It's just, he's going to be there forever. I don't know as to anything else. I mean, I suppose with the good, the bad, and the ugly on the Wednesday show, and then have Chelsea on the following weekend. Oh, and I suppose maybe if I were to stick something in midweek as well, Lone Watch. See the report that Anana's debut for Trabzonspor is a horror show. That's always one thing. And Rasmus Højlund is currently 2 goals in 2 games for Napoli. You know, Kevin De Bruyne and Højlund cooking out in Italy. Who would have thunk it?
Says it all. Says it all, doesn't it? Change of scenery. Jez, what you got coming up over the week, and obviously where can people find you?
Yeah, it's Arsenal. No, it's not. It's Jez's Arsenal.
Arsenal's Jez.
Jez's Arsenal, whatever. Tomorrow night I'll be on the weekly podcast with Lee, Kenny, Matty, I think maybe, and DJB. And then my weekly show of the old school will be on Wednesday, because obviously we're playing Atletico Bilbao early doors on Tuesday. And then I'll be doing a couple of other streams at some point in the week, maybe. And thanks, Tone, as always, for having me on. I love
welcome, man.
On a Sunday night. And Fuzzy, always a pleasure to talk to you. And
Likewise.
James, of course, and the wonderful chat. Thank you.
Absolutely. And as Colin says here, great show, been enjoyable, Tony, Fuzzy, and Jez. Always a pleasure joining you. Oh, good night, and God bless you all as well. Good night as well to you, Colin. Thanks for being with us as always. And yeah, it's great to have Fuzzy, Jez on with me as always, and obviously making a guest appearance, obviously James for E20. You will find us back on Wednesday with me, Fuzzy, and Anthony. As long as he's got himself out of the sick bed and he's kind of got his Vicks rubbed on his chest, or whatever her name is, you'll see us then. And of course, me and Budgie should be back for Thursday for the West Ham review. That would be an interesting show, I do believe. I think we might have a few people on that one to say their pieces. But everyone in the chat, thanks for being with us. Make sure you enjoy what's left of this evening, and definitely try and have a good week. Because after all, you can't be any worse than what Man United and West Ham are going through currently at this stage. Good night, everyone, and we'll catch you all next time. Take care.
Take care, all. Take care.
Hey,